Okay, so you star in HBO's The Knick.
Yes.
For our audience that are not familiar with the show, can you tell us a bit about the show and your role?
Yeah, sure. So it's called The Knick. It's set in 1900 in New York City, and it centers around the Knickerbocker Hospital, which is run by a surgeon named Dr. John Thackeray, who is played by Clive Owen. He's this sort of amazing surgeon right on the cutting edge of medicine. I play Dr. Algernon Edwards, who is from New York but has been working in London and in Paris, also on the cutting edge of medicine, who comes to work alongside John Thackeray and then is quickly turned away when they discover that he is black. So what Algernon does is starts a sort of shadow infirmary, a secret hospital in the basement, and treats minority patients after hours at the hospital. And so it shows very much about the relationship between these two men. And then, of course, it also deals with all sorts of other things, immigration and abortion and race relations at the time. And yeah, there's a beautiful love story at the center of it. And, yeah,
I've seen a few clips from it actually, and
cool.
it looks a bit gory. I was just
yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It's definitely gory. It's as I say, it's set in 1900, so the medical practices were quite primitive. And the very first episode, actually, the first procedure that we do is a placenta previa, which gets quite gory. And the first time through it definitely took us all by a bit by surprise, I think, because there was blood, under our nails and on the floor. I mean, puddles of blood everywhere. But
nice.
Yeah, exactly. It took a little getting used to, but after a while, it just sort of became a part of the gig.
Okay. How do you get into the right frame of mind for that kind of role?
Well, I think for me, having grown up in the South in Alabama, there's a certain amount of understanding that I think I innately have in my own DNA of just what it's like being a black man living in America.
Yeah.
Hearing stories from my father, from my grandparents about the things that they had to go through made a lot of sense. But then also, I did quite a lot of reading about New York at that time. I read a book called Low Life, which was really interesting, and read a lot of W.E.B. Du Bois, who's one of my favorite writers, and really spoke about things that really, I think, informed who Algernon is. And then, of course, we did a lot of research on how to do these medical things and suturing and incisions and how to hold the instruments. We went to what we call the Burns Medical School, which is run by our medical consultant, Stanley Burns. He has this incredible archive where, photos and journals, and you can see all these old instruments. And he basically walked us through every procedure that we had to do, and he was there on set every day to make sure that we did things the right way. So
sounds a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of hard work, but we wanted to make sure that we got it right.
Okay. As you mentioned, Britain's own Clive Owen is in it as well.
Yeah.
So what was it like working with him?
Working with Clive was a dream, man. He's so prepared. He's such a wonderful actor, and he also is so generous and kind. He really makes the set feel like, he creates an environment where we feel like we can all do our best work. And he's also, he and I have become good buddies too. So it's
okay.
He's great.
Yeah, he always has this air of just looking at that picture there. He looks quite scary.
Yeah. I thought the same. I mean, I've been a fan of his for a while. Children of Men and a lot of other movies, and so I was a little nervous when I met him as well. But as soon as you meet him, you just go, oh, he's
a pussycat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but he's a tough guy too. But he's very, very kind. Yeah.
Okay. So what attracted you to play this role?
Mainly, it was the fact that Algernon is a character who's really three-dimensional. He's not just this sort of moral, upstanding, noble black character. He's really got his own demons. He's got his own layers to deal with, and so that really attracted me. And then, of course, the fact that Clive is playing the lead and Soderbergh is directing it just kind of made it an easy yes for me. Yeah.
Is it? Do you have any kind of preference? It being a historical drama, do you like doing those kind of ones?
It's funny. I never really saw myself as a person who wanted to do a lot of historical dramas, but for some reason the last three things I've done, this, Selma, and 42, are sort of in that category. And but they make me feel really good. They feel like the kind of things that, one, I could be very proud of, and then I think my parents and grandparents and ancestors can be proud of. It also feels like very relevant with what's going on in the world. It feels like I'm contributing something in my own small way towards moving the ball down the field in terms of understanding, racial understanding, and yeah.
Okay. I read a little story. It was a quite interesting story about your audition tape. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. That story, man. It's So I was in Portugal when I got the audition. I got sent the script, and of course it was, they were already, my agents were saying, well, we have to get this tape in today, we're running out of time. And so I wound up getting this young British couple. I sat in the lobby of the hotel and waited to hear someone speaking English, and wound up corralling this young British couple who were on their honeymoon, and basically saying to them, would you guys come to my hotel room, please?
I bet that raised a couple of eyebrows.
Yeah, especially the young man. He was a little like, but I explained to them what I was doing, and they were very kind and came up. And it turned out that the woman had done a drama education as well. And so she got it right away, and she read the off-camera lines and killed it. And so I wish I had gotten their information, because I really would love to thank them. And hopefully maybe they'll see the show and they'll go, oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
We got him that part.
You've been nominated for a Satellite Award for Best Supporting Actor for your role in this. What does it feel like for an actor to be just nominated for any award?
Yeah, it feels nice. I think more than anything, it feels like an acknowledgement of the hard work that everybody has put in. Because this show, I get to play a really great character that I'm very proud of. But at the end of the day, there are writers who wrote the script. Steven is directing it. There are other incredible performances, and the fact that I got noticed really is just like a kudos to the entire cast. And I don't say that I really mean that. I think that I really genuinely mean that. We all put in so much hard work, so it's nice to be noticed, but I also recognize that it's for the whole team.
Okay. So what are you looking for next? What kind of role would you like to play next?
I'd really love to play, it'd be nice to have my pick, but but I would love to play something that doesn't necessarily deal with race. To be honest with you, I'm a little, it takes a lot.
I understand,
what I mean? It takes a lot to do those things, and having done 3 or 4 of them in a row, I just would like to do something where I just get to be a guy who is maybe in love with a woman, or is, just dealing with things that we all deal with that doesn't have to be about, racial politics. But I'm open. I'm really sort of, my career has always been like that. I'm just sort of open to what comes along, and I just trust that when I see something interesting, I'll know it.
Okay.
Yeah.